Dustin the Buster Lloyd, the Busterberg. How are you?
Doing amazing.
Doing amazing. Doing amazing. Well, thanks for taking a couple minutes. That way we can share with people, a little bit of what you were doing before real estate, why real estate, and maybe what the future holds for you. But just to give people a little bit of an idea, you came into real estate in a different fashion. A lot of people come in because they're running from like poverty, or they're looking for something new. They're not fulfilled in their job. You already had a business that was doing millions of dollars, which is really cool. It's a different perspective to come from because there's so many different angles that you can come into real estate. So instead of using real estate as like a new business, you're using it as an actual investment and holding for capital that will grow and work for you, which is super cool, which is really one of the best ways, obviously, to use real estate. So why real estate? What made you think of real estate in general, or even consider it? What made you think of something outside of like, hey, my business is already doing millions of dollars? Why change anything?
So I knew at some point, because I'm a business owner, there's not a 401k, even if that's not the best thing. There's no way for me to just
Are we going to have a 401k discussion right now?
No, but there's no way for me to lazily invest for my future retirement, right? So as a business owner, I started realizing some of the people I worked with in the industry I'm in having heart attacks when they're 50, and they're working 2 days later because they have to pay their bills. So I was looking for something to put the extra money I was making, put it to work for me. And I wasn't really sure what to do. And that's when I met you at the Secret Entourage finale. And you started talking to me about real estate, and it made sense. So it's a little different. Is real estate for me is a long-term retirement investment. So anything I make from it just goes into an account to reinvest for later down the road. So I'm lucky in that aspect. And I focus mostly for my bills to be paid by the businesses I own.
Which is really perfect. So you have multiple lines of income that are, one, more than covering your bills, obviously, but on top of that, you actually have specific accounts that are built strictly for growing, for freedom of future and future generational. You got 3 girls, like you're going to have a lot of options. They're going to have a lot of options by the time they're 18. They hit the lottery for dad. My dad's 6'5". He's a lot of fun, makes a bunch of money, and he's financially smart, so he's going to set us up for the future. Like that is, you're checking off all the boxes, like, which is awesome.
I'm trying. Now I just got to keep all the boys away.
Yeah, I wish you luck. Yeah. So what is the future hold for you? So you came into the kingdom. We met. You mentioned we met at Secret Entourage finale. We went through competition together, which was a lot of fun. You and I became friends throughout and after that. So what has the kingdom done for you? You've been a part of the kingdom now for 2 years. 2 years. So I mean, you've been in it a little bit longer than most, but you've seen a lot of different styles of growth, which is really cool. So what has the kingdom done for you? If somebody was thinking about like, okay, I'm looking to change something in my life, I'm looking at this group or that group or this product or that product, like what would you say about the kingdom that's done for you that maybe, some others wouldn't have been able to provide?
So the main thing, I mean, obviously there's the real estate knowledge, because I had zero. So I feel like I know a lot, obviously more than I did, but a lot more than most. And there's resources to learn more as I need to know more. But even more on top of that, the help with mindset, like I didn't realize I was in such a fixed mindset, not a growth mindset. And just overall, just business, like at the end of the day, real estate's a business. So just the business knowledge that comes with it has helped me immensely in the business I was already running that I felt like was successful before, but I was trapped in. So it's helped me kind of free myself from that to be able to chase more. So you get real estate knowledge, you get business knowledge, you get mindset knowledge. And the biggest thing compared to any other group I've ever been a part of is it's really more of a family feel, to where you feel like the people in there actually care about you and want you to succeed.
Yeah, what a weird concept, right? Like people actually caring about people. That's odd.
Yeah.
Like what a weird principle to have. Like not just be money grubbing.
Right.
Now you're making thousands of dollars a month now off real estate. I know you own some rentals, you own some notes, which is cool. You have some passive, you have some repeat. That's probably a nice addition. What does that feel like to actually learn how to receive income for not actually trading time for it anymore? Because I think a lot of people struggle with that. They think like no matter, even if they're like strictly, even if they're doing really well wholesaling, if they're in real estate, but they're doing it themselves, they don't have any systems or software or people around them. Like they don't realize that they just have a really well-paying job yet. And what happened to me was my wife Denise ended up getting pregnant, and then I couldn't go hustle 14 hours a day anymore, and then the checks stopped. I think that's a little bit of what you mentioned with the business of like, hey, these guys are having heart attacks at 50 and they have to be at work 2-3 days later because the checks stopped. So what does the future hold for you coming up here then? Like, do you plan on continuing investing in real estate and having that as like the holding? Like, what's your game plan?
Yeah, so anything I do retirement based is going to be somehow involved in real estate. I'll still constantly be in notes just because that's the easiest, honestly.
That's end game shit for everybody that doesn't know. Notes is end game stuff. Like that's
right.
that's where it's at.
I still like the idea of owning rentals. So if the right deals come along, I definitely will work on those because ultimately, like, there's more money to be had there. Those ones I'll probably not invest in myself. I just feel like that's probably not the best, like own my own note. I mean, it gives you good equity, but I feel like I could separate totally and have notes where I put my money and then investors to deal with rentals. So that's the long-term plan for that. It's funny, like, though, how you were saying, like, the checks come in if I'm working or not. Previously, before I got into real estate, it was fully on my other businesses. If I was not there working, stuff didn't get done and the checks didn't come in. But with what I've learned, I've got a stack of checks sitting here, including the real estate checks that I didn't do anything. I literally didn't touch any piece of what was done to get these checks here. I'm not lying. Like, I got a stack.
Hey, let me show you the stack right here. It's amazing. It's awesome. Yeah, that's not. That's what's possible.
Like, those are smaller, so there's a bunch of them, but that's the biggest real estate one, and then there's just these. So it's a big thing, and it's super satisfying. Like, I don't have to worry. Like, I don't feel like working. I'm sick, or my kids are off for 2 days of school and I want to go do something. Those still come. So it's a great freeing feeling to let you actually be more in control of what you do on a daily basis.
And that's something you and I have talked about a little bit, like the amount of money that we're willing to pay. That way we can be home with our kid.
Yeah.
Like, it is actually at, like, we've talked about some numbers. We won't disclose numbers or anything right here, but it's actually astronomical what we're willing to pay, like, to outsource everything possible. That way we can be home and, like, watching PJ Masks or, like, some ridiculous show, or, like, playing, going to the playground, like, whatever it may be. So I'm glad we're on the same page with that.
Yeah.
So that was the ultimate example right there. So, I mean, that's definitely what's possible, which is incredible. So, well, thanks for taking a couple minutes with me and showing people, obviously what's possible. And then I will talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks, brother.